because Jacqui Lambie got up in the Parliament and stood there over the Crown Resorts affair. And all these politicians crossed the floor with Jacqui and Andrew Wilkie. You had 17 of these politicians on the other side of the floor to the Crown Resorts deal, calling the other side of Parliament corrupt. And Jacqui Lambie got up in the media and asked the people for their help.
If you've got documents you want to produce to us and you don't want to be named, I tell you what, we have no fear in standing up in the chamber and calling them out for what is going on here. So please, if you have evidence of any corruption that is going on, then please come to one of these people here. And it is the only way, with the evidence that you give us, that we are going to get to the bottom of what is going on here in this country.
Jacqui Lambie, why'd you go silent? You haven't responded to one email to dozens of people. You haven't responded to one phone call. You went completely dead silent. You asked us to show you where the corruption was, and you went silent. So now, we ask you to make sure Andrew Wilkie follows the law, at rule of law. We ask you to defend that oath, because now you've been made aware of it. You have no choice, zero choice, but to question the Attorney-General in the Parliament. I say this because of what happened to Rod Cullerton. Something happened to Rod Cullerton and the Attorney-General brought that up in the Parliament. The right thing to do, Section 44, he was a bankrupt. But I'm now telling you you're outside of oath. Section 44. Vacate office, Andrew Wilkie. And if you don't believe this to be true, Jacqui, you have to stand up now and say so. Because I'm telling all Australians that Andrew Wilkie took a foreign oath of allegiance to a foreign entity, not the Commonwealth of Australia, as per the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act, July 1900. He is outside of his office. You have an obligation to say something now, Jacqui. You have an obligation to put that before the Parliament. You have an obligation now to challenge the Attorney-General over what the people of Australia have made claim of you. We are many, not just me, Jacqui. You are obligated to answer all Australians, not me. So I'd think very, very clearly about what your next steps will be, because I'm asking you to address the Attorney-General. I'm asking you to defend Andrew Wilkie. So Jacqui, you have a serious problem on your hands. Jacqui, you need to address Andrew Wilkie's failure of oath of office. And you need to address the Attorney-General on his failure in the religion. Section 116 denies him the ability in any way, shape or form to legislate on religion. It is already protected in the Constitution. All religions are welcome here. If you knew your religion, you'd know that stone in Melbourne. And that's your problem, isn't it? You're trying to use the law to legislate that stone away. And it doesn't work like that. Your core came from it. This is why I'm now asking you very, very clearly, Jacqui, address the failure of oath of Andrew Wilkie and put it before the Attorney-General under Section 42 to Section 45 of the Constitution. A failure of oath of allegiance is a serious offence, Jacqui Lambie. Serious offence. To continue is a war crime. A war crime. So what we need to do, Jacqui, is watch Andrew Wilkie leave office. because there is no way he can stand to that oath. You prove to us that he can. You're the defender, Miss ADF. You tell him, Mr. ASIO, to use his due diligence. You tell Mr. Andrew Wilkie that if he can't, he must vacate office. You tell the Attorney General to defend Andrew Wilkie, because if the Attorney General cannot defend Andrew Wilkie, you all leave. And Attorney General, you will dissolve that Parliament for failure of oath of allegiance to the Constitution Act. That's a serious offence, Mr. Attorney General. So Jacqui, you got a problem. Your problem is that Andrew Wilkie's outside of oath, and you have to bring it before the Attorney General to seal rule of law. Because without rule of law, you're nothing but a rogue government. Pretty sad. You all think you work for Australians and you don't. So Jacqui, if Andrew Wilkie cannot prove his oath, and the Attorney General cannot defend that oath under rule of law, guess what? You all get dissolved because you have no law. And if I can prove that you're an international slave trader under that oath, without rule of law, where do you think you stand? Where do you think you stand when all of these people realise that since 1973, they've had the national debt put on their backs, and you have acted as international bondage and slave traders? How do you think these people will react? Is this why you built a fence around the Parliament? Is this why you put all the bollards up at the doors to all of your government offices? Is this why you use all the anti-terror laws? You're there to protect yourselves, not Australians. So Jacqui, Andrew Wilkie took a foreign oath of allegiance, and the Attorney General is obligated to address it before the Parliament. And now you've been made aware, you're obligated to use your parliamentary privilege to bring that before the Parliament. Or you demonstrate to all Australians you fail us. You fail us. It's that simple. You prove you don't work for us. If you can't go through this discovery over the oath and prove it without shadow of a doubt that Christian Porter has a right to rule of law, you fail. Your silence says you fail. Your silence says you are fake. Your silence says every Australian can ignore every word you say because you don't work under the Constitution. We have no obligation to you if that's the case. We have no obligation to follow any of your laws if you can't prove that oath to be true. Conundrum? Andrew, get out of office. Jacqui, start defending Andrew and start challenging the Attorney General over that oath, because I'm telling you flat out, you asked for our help. You asked for us to stand up, and we aren't going away now. It's that clear. Your silence just made us louder. You gave us our law by being silent. So address the oath, Jacqui. Address the oath.